Well, hello, it's Danielle Glesney. I'm here on the Mago Nutrition podcast, and it's just me today. We're going to take a question from Dan in Florida. If you have a question, we'd love to hear that, so we can put it on an episode. So go to Imago, IMAGO Nutrition, and submit your question. That would be very helpful. So the question today is protein shakes. What is the best way to use them? Seems like a lot of people use them as meal replacements and then often use the wrong shake. Is there a right and wrong way, or is it indifferent? So thank you, Dan, for this question today. So hopefully we'll get some things figured out with this topic. So I would say not necessarily right and wrong we'll talk about, but more so benefits and disadvantages of protein shakes and maybe how to identify the best one for you, which is kind of maybe what he's asking a little bit in this question. So first, identifying the best one for you would depend on your health goal. So if your health goal is to lose weight, you would want to look for a protein shake that has about 15 to 30 grams of protein, less than 20 grams of carbs, and less than 5 grams of fat. So that's kind of a protein supplement that is designed for weight loss. Now there's protein supplements. He says protein shakes in this question. So that's what I'm going to be talking about most in the episode today is those pre-made protein shakes. But you also can buy powders, protein bars, and there's even protein waters. So we'll just talk mainly about the protein shakes, those pre-made, already mixed drinks. So that's how you would look on the label for those. And for powders would actually, those same requirements would apply. So 15 to 30 grams of protein, about less than 20 grams of carbs, and less than 5 grams of fat would be one designed for weight loss. If you're trying to gain weight or maintain your weight, you want maybe more so one that's higher in calories. The one that's more designed for weight loss is about 160 calories. So if you're looking to gain weight or maintain weight, you might need something more in the 200 range. So it'd also be higher in carbs and fat and sometimes protein. So that's kind of how to identify the best one for you. Now, I will say looking for the word protein isolate does mean higher quality, and maybe a little bit more pricey as well. Okay, one thing to keep in mind, a goal of no more than 30 grams of protein at one time is best for your kidneys. Your body absorbs best 30 grams or less at one time. So just extra of that may not be absorbed well, and just your kidneys process protein. So looking into choosing a protein drink, if it's higher, say in the 40s I've seen, you can just half it and maybe that saves you some money. So if your protein drink is higher than 30, consider having, a smaller portion at a time. Okay, so let's move into the benefits of protein shakes. Obviously, they're quick and convenient. They are better than missing a meal. So some people don't prefer to eat breakfast. So grabbing a protein shake instead of skipping that meal is more ideal. They help increase protein for those who may be considered themselves picky eaters, or they don't like a lot of protein shakes. So if you feel like that's you, this might be helpful to know. Those protein shakes can have that benefit of just increasing your protein if you don't feel like you like a lot of protein sources. Once again, protein sources are obviously in your meat and seafood, nuts, beans and lentils, soy-based products like edamame, tofu, things like that. So there's also a lot of protein in dairy. So The benefit of increasing protein is if you are not feeling satisfied throughout the day. If you're feeling really hungry all the time, that probably means your protein or fiber is low. So increasing your protein is beneficial. If you're feeling really hungry due to lack of sleep, so if you're not getting enough sleep in a night, it can cause your hormones to make you feel more hungry. So if you're had a bad night of sleep and you're feeling like overly hungry the next day, a protein shake might be really nice because it's relatively low in calories, and going to really make you feel satisfied. Or mind hunger. I've talked about a little bit about this. So mind hunger is when you just feel like you want something. You're not having like those symptoms of hunger, like, growling of your stomach or lightheaded or shaky. You maybe just had lunch or so a couple hours ago. So, you shouldn't be hungry, but you just like really want something. That might be like a sweet craving or something like that. That can make this protein shake helpful, just to get you satisfied and let you move on. Ideally, you would want to find more so addressing the reasons behind the mind hunger. So you could be bored, stress, variety of reasons: bored, stress, lonely, whatever it might be. But addressing the mind hunger is ideal, but if you can't, that protein shake can be helpful. If you're trying to stay in your budget too, like your calorie budget. Okay, so increasing protein, if it's low, is helpful a lot for increasing metabolism, blood sugar control, building or maintaining muscle. So those are just kind of your benefits of the protein. And obviously when you're having a protein shake, that would fall into those benefits. Another benefit of a protein shake is, like I mentioned a little bit, it can satisfy sweet cravings. You noticed when you look at protein shakes, they're like chocolate or vanilla or strawberry or caramel. So, if you do have a huge sweet tooth and you have that mind hunger, that's when it can really possibly help you stay in your calorie budget without grabbing the dessert per se. That doesn't help you feel full. Okay. Some of them have sources of vitamins and minerals. So you can look on the back of the label, and Premier Protein Shake, for example, has 50% of your calcium needs. So that's fantastic. If you don't like a lot of dairy, that can be a benefit. I wouldn't necessarily choose protein drinks to meet your vitamin and mineral requirements. But that is just something to consider, counting that in if you're also trying to track and see if you're getting enough calcium for bone health. So some disadvantages of protein shake. Obviously, it doesn't allow for chewing. Okay. Protein shakes, you don't have to chew. And with chewing, you get more satisfaction. So that's something you want to think about is there's no chewing when you have protein shakes, and you could feel less satisfied. If you're just grabbing a protein shake for breakfast, you could feel more hungry. And maybe if you could put something that's chewing, like a piece of fruit, with your protein shake in the morning, that can help with satisfaction as well. You're increasing the fiber. Protein shakes does not equal weight loss. Like a lot of people think, if I just throw in some protein shakes, maybe miss a few meals, I'll be able to lose some weight. It's not a good solution. Sometimes it works for people for a couple pounds, but not necessarily a good way to maintain our weight loss or get to their weight loss goal. It doesn't really allow for a lot of weight loss if that's your mindset. Weight loss is with considering calories in versus calories out. So more protein doesn't equal more weight loss. So that's just something to keep in mind. Some people may think it is fine to skip a meal if they have a protein shake. So ideally, we still want to eat something. It's just maybe that, you consider that protein shake is that fourth of your plate. So obviously you want some other things on the plate. So like the fruit example, you're getting some fiber and some carbohydrates. So it's a little more balanced of the plate. So skipping a meal is not ideal. One, if you're trying to lose weight, that could cause you to go too low in calories. Like I said, the average, protein shake is around 160 calories. So that could cause you to go too low in calories and not be able to lose weight. And in general, skipping a meal is not helpful for getting your nutrition, your vitamins and minerals and things like that. So at risk for nutrition deficiencies. So the disadvantage is just the mindset of thinking the protein shake will allow me to skip a meal and still be on track. So I don't recommend the protein shakes as meal replacements, to answer your question, Dan. But there are some advantages and disadvantages, as we discussed here. So hopefully that answers your questions. And like I said, if you have any other questions, please go visit our website at Imago, IMAGO Nutrition, and we would be happy to answer them on our podcast. Have a great day.